All right, so for this workout, you're only gonna need one dumbbell. We're gonna start with some arm circles to the front, and you can make these bigger or smaller. You can also go faster or slower, and you just wanna alternate between front and back. Big goal here, trying to warm up the shoulders. So all of our exercises are going to be between 45 seconds and a minute, depending on if it's a two-sided exercise or just a single exercise. We're gonna switch into an air squat. Go as low as you feel comfortable here. Sit back into the hips. Keep the heels flat. If you need to reduce the amount of movement that you have, that's perfectly fine. Just go slow here. Listen to your knees, listen to your hips. Just trying to warm up the lower body a bit. All right, next movement is going to be a hinge. So we're going to be doing a bending forward at the hips. Think about pushing the butt back. You can place the hands on the hips, or you can place them on the back of your head. That'll give you a little bit more load. Either one's fine. Again, we're just warming up. Try to feel the stretch into your hamstrings when you get to the very end range of the movement. Lastly, we're gonna do a little bit of a side lunge reach. So reach up with the hand, lunge into the side, reach with that opposite hand. And again, here, we're just trying to get things loose before we actually start getting into the actual workout. So moving here, just getting the upper and lower body warm, and get ready because we're gonna be grabbing our dumbbell. Now, our first exercise is a goblet squat. So again, we're using the weight as resistance, but also as a counterbalance. By having that weight out in the front, it allows us to sit a little bit further back into our hips. Go as low as you feel comfortable. You can also hold the dumbbell this way if that narrower grip doesn't feel comfortable. Either way is fine. If you have more than one dumbbell, you may notice that some exercises are easier with one dumbbell and maybe more challenging with another. So if you have multiple weights, feel free to swap out for a heavier or lighter dumbbell depending on the difficulty of the exercise. Next is going to be a right-sided row. We want to let the shoulder blade push forward, pull back with the shoulder blade first before we pull the weight up towards the rib cage. It's really important here that you get that shoulder blade to move. If the shoulder blade doesn't move, we take out the upper back and we're only working the arm. So to get both, we want to make sure the shoulder and the arm are both moving. For this exercise, we're going to go about 45 seconds before we switch to our left side. In between these movements, take a second, breathe. And for our left side, same thing here. Shoulder blade leads the movement. Shoulder blade forward and back. Try to keep the lower back flat when doing this. We don't want to round the lower back. We want to keep the low back safe. So lower back is tight. If you need to support yourself with the other hand, as you can see, I'm supporting myself on the other leg. You can also use a chair or a bench here if you need added support. I'm gonna go 45 seconds and then we're gonna take a little break. Kind of shake the arms out if you feel like you need to. For our next movement, we're going to do an RDL. So we're going to be holding the dumbbell on both ends. Similar to that hinge movement that we did in the warm-up, we're going to think about pushing the butt back, feeling tension in the hamstrings, and then squeezing back up to the top. We want to keep that dumbbell as close as we can to our shins as we go down to protect your lower back. Again, lower back is staying flat. We're not letting the low back round, and we're keeping our lats tight to keep that dumbbell close to your shins. We're gonna go 45 seconds on this movement before we take a break. Our next movement is going to be a floor press. So this is a version of a dumbbell bench press, but again, it's done from the floor. I'm going to start with the right side. We're going to be pressing for 45 seconds, all on one side. If you want to bring your knees up, it takes some pressure off your lower back, and you'll notice my elbow is about a 45-degree angle to the side. It's not way up high by my shoulder, and it's not tucked in tight next to the rib cage. This is a more natural position for the shoulder and the pec, and you'll get a much more controlled range of motion. Just about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. All right, getting ready for our left side, and go. Same thing here, elbow is coming down to about a 45-degree angle, not directly out to the side and not tucked in super tight next to the body. We want to try to get the elbow to tap the floor, and then big squeeze at the top, really focusing on locking the arm out and feeling a big squeeze in the pec muscle. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale on the press, inhale, and exhale. So inhale down, exhale up. About 10 more seconds. And rest. Next movement we're going to do is a push-up. You can do this with your hands on the dumbbell and your legs lifted. This is our more challenging version. You can also lower the knees, and you can switch. Or you can switch to the dumbbell on one hand for a few reps and then switch. If you need to lessen the intensity, you can lower to your knees. Again, switching hands every couple of reps. And if you want a more challenging version, again, lift the knees, keep the lower back flat, and alternate the dumbbell between your hands. All right, we're gonna take a break here. If you need to grab a sip of water, grab a sip of water, but if not, we're gonna get into our next movement, which is our suitcase march. So the first 30 seconds are gonna be in the right hand holding the weight, and then the last 30 seconds are gonna be with the left hand. The goal here is to not let the weight cause you to lean or topple over. We want to try to keep the upper body square, lift the knees as high as we can, try to get the hips to a 90-degree angle. We're gonna switch, same thing, continuing on, just switching the weight to the other hand. Again, if you have multiple dumbbells, this is one that you can likely go a little heavier on. Just again, make sure not to let the dumbbell pull your upper body to the side or cause you to lose your balance. A few more seconds here. And break. Next movement is our step back lunge. We're going straight into it. First 45 seconds are going to be holding the dumbbell in one hand, and then the second 45 seconds will be the other hand. Biggest goal here is make sure when you step back, your knees are getting to a 90-degree angle. If you step too short, your knees will bend too much. If you step too long, we won't get enough movement through the knees, and you risk losing balance. So the goal here is, as you step back, 90 degrees at the knees on both sides. A few more seconds here, and then we'll take a break before we switch hands. All right, we're gonna rest for a second. We're gonna switch hands. We're gonna repeat the same movement with the opposite hand. Now, if this range of motion is too low, if your knees won't allow for it, you can lower the depth and not drop the knee all the way to the floor. You can also perform this standing next to a wall or a chair, and you can use the wall or the chair to help with balance. And we're gonna rest. All right, our next movement is our dead bug. So we're gonna start laying on our back with our knees and arms raised up toward the ceiling. We're gonna be alternating right arm with left leg and switching. Now the goal here is to make sure your lower back stays pushed into the ground. So if you notice your lower back raising off, then we need to either lessen the range of motion, or we can modify the exercise to where we're only using our legs. The way we would do that is we would lower the hands to the floor and we would just extend the legs one at a time. This will allow you to keep that lower back in contact without losing the low back, putting pressure into the floor. And we're gonna break. A couple of seconds rest. We're gonna grab our dumbbell again. We're gonna go into what are called halo circles. So we're on our knees with our hips pushed forward, squeezing the butt, squeezing the core, and we're going around the head, back and forth, working the shoulders, working the core, working the glutes. You don't have to go fast. Focus more on getting big circles around and try not to let the weight throw you too much from side to side. This can also be done with a kettlebell. And a couple more seconds and we're gonna get into our last movement of the workout. Now this is our final minute. This is gonna be our finisher. We're gonna start with a 30-second goblet squat hold. And then for the last 30 seconds, we're gonna go into some pulses. So here, get your feet wide enough where you feel comfortable. We're gonna sit in an active position here. So not sinking down into the butt. We wanna stay active through the legs, active through the core. Make sure you're breathing. Heels are flat, chest is up. And then we get to the 30-second mark. We're just gonna go through some pulses where we're gonna raise up and lower slowly. Not coming to a full stand, not sinking all the way down. We want to stay active, kind of coming parallel and above. Control's the name of the game here, not speed. You got 15 more seconds. It's the last couple of reps of the workout. Count down from 10. You can do it, keep pushing. I know it's burning. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Awesome, awesome job.